Thank you for attending the Week of Kindness. Coming up next is another powerful, impactful, amazing speaker. Get your notepad out, get your pen. Let's get ready and enjoy.
Hey, everyone. Listen, when I tell you I've got a surprise for you, I really mean it, because every so often you meet someone that was actually meant to be with you for a while. And I've had the honor and the pleasure of being almost best friends with Brenda Soucy from Canada. I keep calling her my favorite Canadian, but I can't say that because I got 3 or 4 others. They get jealous. But Brenda, thank you so much for being on the Week of Kindness. I know this is your second time.
Third time.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for having me for the third time. Thank you.
You're welcome forever. But folks, one of the main things that I've learned about Brenda is her journey. And her journey is nothing like you're thinking, because this little quiet girl sitting here has been all over the world. She is my personal Sherpa. And I've got this on my bucket list. If I can climb a mountain, I'm going with Brenda. But Brenda, let's talk a little bit about you and how you grew up and where you're from in Canada and all the great stuff. Let's start there.
Hi. Okay. So my company name is SoulLife Adventure, and I grew up French in a very small town in the Eastern Maritimes, which about 900 people. And I left there. I was 17 years old, and I wanted to learn English. So I bought myself a ticket, and I went to work in London, England. Talk about an adventure there. That was one of my first SoulLife adventure I had to take on.
Okay, so wait a minute. So you set yourself a goal.
Yeah.
Nobody went with you, not your mom, not your dad, not your sister, not your brother, and you said, okay, I'm going to go work in England.
No, my older sister came along with me, and I had another friend, but I knew nothing of English. I knew.
Oh my God, you didn't speak English. You were French.
Yeah. So it was like, I gotta learn the English. Might as well.
Let's go to England. Okay.
Let's go to England. And we got out of the Heathrow Airport, Terminal 4, and it was like, okay, what's next?
And that's how this adventure starts, guys. So I'm going to put Brenda back on, because it's like, and then what?
So I'm going to share with you my a little bit of a PowerPoint. So to share you my story, as I said, I'm a French-speaking person from the Eastern Canada, and my journey brought me to where I am today, living in North Bay, Ontario. I worked for the aviation industry. We manufactured this beautiful aircraft. It's a water bomber that's international ministries. They put firefighters all over the world. And when they decided to sell their division, I ended up buying myself a skincare line, which I knew nothing about. So we do learn from our mistakes. We have to make mistakes so we can learn from them. And at the same time, I accepted a international logistics supervisor position in the mining industry. Right.
So wait, you get from aircraft to skincare to mining.
Yes.
Jeez, that makes sense.
Yes, total. It's typical Brenda. So in the daytime, I work with hard boot, top hat for mining, and my shoes were hard boots. And during the evening, I had high heels and makeup on. So it was a total contrast. I'm a single mom. I used to own a property management, and I had tenants, and I had a lot on my plate. So I decided there was something had to change. And so I invested in myself. I purchased a master university with Tony Robbins. I went through a vigorous training to be certified coach by the Brave Thinking Institute, which makes me a coach today, a consultant. And because this is my reason why. As I said earlier, I'm a single mom, and I was no longer spending time in creating experiences for me and her. As you can see, I love creating experiences for her and myself so she can grow. I do believe that we grow through books, as I have my postgrad in international business. So I have studied, I've had my time in books, but the biggest growth that you can do as well is to travel, discover yourself, what you love, what you don't love, what works for you, and things like that. And I want to expose that. My first initial person is myself, and then my daughter. And now I'm extended that to showing the opportunity to others that they can actually do that as well with the right mindset. So here, that's my passion. I always knew my passion was traveling, but this is me in Nepal. I trekked in the Annapurnas when I turned 40 years old. Yes, I'm aging myself, but I did it at that age. There's no age to anything that we have in our hearts. This is me in front of Petra. I'm in the desert in Jordan, and I'm in Mexico. And again, I'm flying on top of the clouds with those beautiful white top mountains. So I did it myself. A lot of my trips I've done alone, and a lot of the trips, some of them wanted to come with me or I went with them. So I went with a friend in Mexico, but the other trips that you see, I'm a solo traveler.
You know, I can hear my mom saying, "You're going to get killed. You're going to get kidnapped. They're going to hold you hostage. You're going to get," she did that to me the first time I ever went to New York City, right?
Oh,
and she's
yeah.
like, "You're going to die." And I'm like, "Oh,
yeah.
Would you stop praying the rosary for right now? I'm just going to go catch a taxi. Thank you."
Yeah. I think my parents turned gray hair when I decided to go at 18 years old in London, England, from 800 people community that people, it takes a community to raise a child, right?
Yeah.
To suddenly go into London, England. But that was my dream here, is to work where my laptop is.
Yeah.
And I planned my trips. I went all around Australia, and I ended up in New Zealand and Hawaii, and I planned every single day of that trip. And here I am, I'm planning my trip going around Scotland this past summer. So I want to put out there that as much as we take the time to plan our trips, our soul life adventures as well, we can plan to create a life that we love living, as I have done as well. I'm the product of the product, and I do believe everybody can take the time and do that for themselves.
I love this, Brenda. Yeah, you're so inspiring to me. It's just, I'm so glad to be able to bring you to this event, because you're so magical. I mean, you know, you always talk about how quiet and shy you are, and I'm sitting here with my Sherpa. I don't think you're quiet and shy at all. I think you're a bombshell. All right, let's go on with your story then.
Yes, so basically, when I decided during the pandemic, like I say, I did go through John Arasaf training, Mary Morrissey's training, Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins. I put myself all throughout. I called it a second level university because of the investment I again put in myself, because I had some patterns that no longer created things for me. It's like having that little glass with the top, and there's like a little mosquito or a fly it hits itself on the roof. We all come at a certain point in our life that we try what we know, but that's the top of it. So we need to change basically our software and our hardware of our laptop, so we can continue growing and create different levels of opportunities inside of ourselves and show more of our light, basically.
And that's basically what you've done. Is when I first met you, I you know, and I think you get this from so many people, we underestimate you, and then the more I know, the more engaged, and the more I see that you've got so much to offer folks. So people, if you were ever afraid of doing something, I mean, start by talking to Brenda.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brenda. So, you know, I know you invested in some big high ticket items, you know, because some of the folks that you've mentioned are like 30,000, 50,000, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I love the fact that you never say I wasted. You always say I invested.
Yes.
And because it all comes back, that way. And I see that, and I've seen that with even the presentations that you've done with us, the stages that you've been on, the talks that you've accomplished, whether it was Austin or Las Vegas, it was just spot on, and
Thank you.
so I could tell that you've invested that kind of thing. And folks, this is exactly what we try to tell people. If you pick the right mentor, then it's not an expense, it's an investment. And I also love the fact that you said that this was your second university degree, because it costs about the same amount, right?
It did, and it
Yeah.
is, and it's kind of like my second level of, I've always wanted, in the last few years of my career, I've always wanted to be in import export. I love international laws. I love international regulations as much as it could be boring for people. I love that. Loving the geography and the countries, the borders and things like that. So, but after attaining my professional logistician, which is my designation of PLOG, I found myself that I was no longer learning. So I was telling myself, and I know that a lot of you listening to this that can resonate. I felt stuck. I felt like there's got to be more to life than this. And then I was thinking, well, this is my identity. I've worked all my life. Here I am, my mid 40s, and I've worked all my life, and here I am, but I didn't see myself doing this for the next 20, 25 years. So I was like, I felt stuck, and I felt fear, because I was like, this is where I'm at. And there's got to be more to life than this. And my limited belief thought that I can't do anything else because it's kind of like starting over. But no, it's not starting over. It's an addition. It's an and yes. It's not either or. It's an and a yes to even more greater things that you can accomplish in life. So
I think we need to create a program that's the and yes program.
Yes. Yes. And yes, I can be an international business consultant, and I can be a transformational mindset coach.
Right.
So yeah.
Now you've explained why. I mean, we saw the beautiful pictures of your daughter and your adventurous self and everything you're doing. And you started by calling your company. When we picked a company name, you already had SoulLife Adventure. And so this isn't the type of company that, I mean, you're not a travel agent. You're not going to take them somewhere, but you will produce results in them that you experience by going through all of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do want to mix one day my adventures of traveling and my program together to do a retreat. Like,
oh my gosh, I'd love that.
So this, because of my daughter's still home, but I am going to create this, and I've got my Sherpas and my guides in Nepal that are waiting for me to bring a group to them, and they're going to allow me to teach at the same time. But that's a future goal for me. That's
no, that's 2023. I want to do this.
So, but the reason why I came up with SoulLife Adventure is that we all have a soul. And during this lifetime that we have on this human experience that we're living, it is an adventure of discovery. And the most biggest adventure is for our souls to grow and learn and shine our biggest light. So that's why I came up with SoulLife Adventure, because there's traveling, there's all many different ways that we could do that. Having an adventure on this life.
I love it. So now let me ask you something. You've invested in some pretty heavy programs. Are you actually using some of these programs to teach people with?
Yes, I am. Okay. I was trained and certified by the Brave Thinking Institute, which is Mary Morrissey. She's the founder of Transformational Mindset. And under Mary, she certified me for 5 programs. The big one to start with has always been our Dream Builder program. And the 4 other ones are Into Your Genius, where we're learning how to best use our 6 mental faculties. I have another one, is working with the universal laws. There's 11 universal laws that when we start knowing the science and the art of it, we can actually implement that in our daily life and make things happen for us. and work with the universe. Another one is standing firm while your world is shaking. And the last one is life mastery, which we talk about manifestation and imagination and all the principles of intention. And that one is a 6-month program. We have 4 weeks per subject. So those are the programs that I am now certified to bring and teach, mentor, and guide the ones that are wanting to do their own personal development and growth and learning.
So Brenda, I mean, there's so many programs out there, and there's so many gurus that all either bring you one piece of it or even bigger pieces of it, like what you're talking. So you have 6 modalities that basically you train on. How do you decide which one applies to that client?
Well, the base one that we start with is the Dream Builder program.
Okay.
And it's a 12-week program. And when we work on that program, it's a slowly processed 12 weeks. It's a proven system. Mm-hmm. And in reality, all the other 5 programs is all into that base program. Okay. But when we go into the other programs, so in Dream Builder program, we work with the laws of forgiveness, which is the working with the laws. It's not a duplication, but it's kind of like, it's all blended together through the Dream Builder program. So the laws of circulation is another one. We have from another program. It's the mental faculty of your will, changing your generating a state of energy. You can do that at will. So we learned that process of changing your energetic state, changing your frequency to be more open and in alignment with your vision. We talk about imagination.
Sorry, I want to ask you something. Do you apply, because this is a lot of woo, right? Do you apply this to the corporations that you work with? I mean, do you ever bring it in?
Yes.
Without them knowing, probably.
Without them knowing. Yeah. We when I work with the corporations, we do the goals, what they want to accomplish and what they want to see themselves at. So it's basically changing perception on like, no, we can't do this, but suddenly it opens up that there is potential, there is possibility, there is opportunities to create what is it that they thought that they were limited by. So yeah.
No, and I love how you base it from where it came from, and then and I hear this with my woo clients all the time. They're doing the energy work and they're doing this and how it fits and how it generates and all that. And then you talk to a corporate client and they're like, oh no, that's just woo stuff. Let's get down to reality, right?
Well, it's very simple. I have a numbers game that if you want to do, I'll share with you.
All right, let's try that.
So there is this numbers game, which is the way our minds work. Okay. So on the next screen that you're going to be seeing is a screen that's going to be all numbers 1 to 50.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a little bit of a time, which is I'll give you 60 seconds. Let's just put 60 seconds or 30 seconds to keep it.
Let's do 30. Okay.
Yeah, 30.
And you want me to find the numbers, like connect the dots?
As much as possible, just find 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 as much as quickly as possible that you can in the 30 seconds that I'll give you, okay?
Okay,
so
okay.
Get your eyes ready. All right, so let me get my 30 seconds here. Okay. Okay, start.
1, 2, 3. Oh my, I think my screen's in the way. Hold on. Where's 4? Oh, I saw 4. It's right behind our faces. Okay. 5, 6, 7. I see the 9. There's the 8 up there. Okay. And then the 9's at the bottom. How many seconds have I got left?
Okay. That's it.
Okay. 10. I found 10.
You found 10. Okay. All right. So you've got your results that you got right now. Okay. So you've got 10, that's awesome. But what if I say to you that I'll show you how you can upgrade your results and get better numbers afterwards, after you see the pattern. So I'll give you the pattern of how to gain more results. So basically, when we divide the sheet in 4 like this, you're going to see that number 1 is at the bottom, number 2 is at the other bottom, 3,
oh my goodness,
4, 5.
Well, that would have made things a lot easier.
Okay, so basically it goes in that format. Okay. So now I'm going to give you the same amount of numbers at the same location, the same amount of time, and the same resources as you had before you got to learn this. And let's see if you've got more than found in 10.
Oh, I'm going to have more than that. Go for
there
it.
You go. 30 seconds starts.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Where are you? There. 19 and 20, 21.
10 seconds to go.
22, 23. Yeah, 23 and 24.
Awesome. There you go.
25.
30 seconds done. See how much have you changed your I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So basically, by learning the proven systems that I have for 12 weeks, you are able to see the pattern and what you've been doing and how you can exponentiate the results in your life.
It's exponentially bigger. I mean, 2.5 times faster in the same amount of time.
And you've doubled even doubled your numbers.
So are you saying that our dreams and our goals work the same way as the numbers and the patterns?
It's your mindset.
Okay.
It's when you change your mindset and you change how you perceive things and see things, or even the words that we use. Basically, the word debt. The universe doesn't know the polarity of the word, but when we change our words that we use daily to my Visa or line of credit as 0 balances on it,
right?
Then it's a more positive, and it's a more the words that you use are positive. So another example that we go through is we see failure, but we learn how to befriend our fears, and failure is just feedback. It's just you haven't yet been there, or you haven't learned that yet. So it's just feedback in a way that to change that. So we always have this old story that always comes up in our minds of like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. But we practice during these 12 weeks. There's 1 week that we practice is we take those old stories that we tell ourselves, repeated stories of the memory, and then we empower them by pulling the good in it. Like there's a whole system of how our self-image and our self-confidence becomes even more greater during the program, because we empower our stories, we empower what we've lived through and gone through.
So something that I hear of all the time is that you've got to consider money as energy. It's just a transaction, right? Either positive or negative, but it's still a transaction, just like electricity is, right?
Yes, it is.
So is that something that you found to be true as well?
Yes, like everything is energy. And it's just a transaction of the service or whatever that you need in your life comes to you.
Interesting. All right. So now you're getting me really interested. All right.
And
so
what we also learn is that what we focus on, what we put our intention will come back to us.
Yeah.
So if a person decides to focus on the negative and what people like negative, more of that will come their way. But if you're grateful and you look at the positive, or you go around and you you see beautiful things, then more of that will come your way as well.
I often find when I travel that I get what I've been looking for.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's so funny because I mean, one of the first things that you get when you're traveling alone, and you must have gone through this at some point, was the fear that something could happen, and then it didn't happen, and all of a sudden it was okay. And I actually met a really good taxi driver in New York to gave me a tour of the city at 2 a.m. You know, that I had never seen New York at night, and had the best time of my life with a stranger.
Yeah. I think recently, well, this past summer, I think the first time I've ever felt fear was when me and my daughter, I rented a Volkswagen Caravan, and we went into the lowlands in Scotland, and it's driving on the other side. It's the stick shift, and I'm used to everything is
backwards.
And yeah, so and then suddenly my daughter just turned 15, and she says to me, you know, I really thought this was a good idea, but now I don't think it was. I persisted, and I learned, and I got comfortable with it. And even if I had to go like 30 miles per hour in a lane that I had to go 60 miles per hour, I was like pulling down my window, and it's like, pass me.
You're such a tourist.
I couldn't bring myself to do 60 miles per hour in those small little roads. That's 100 kilometers an hour. So that I was scared. So, but you know what, Tony? I decided in that moment that I can have fear as long as fear does not have me.
Nice, Brenda. Very nice.
So as long as I came back into myself and breathe, and then I recognize, okay, I've got fear, but I'm still courageous, and I'll do this. And then we got through it.
Yeah, no, you did. And that was such an adventure. Again, another SoulLife adventure, just like what you promised.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. We've been working with each other for about a year.
Yes.
And you've come through and created some incredible programs that are not necessarily somebody else's programs. They're your programs.
Yes.
So I want to get into that now, because you've used all of the knowledge, all of the investment, all of the inspiration, and we've created the SoulLife Adventure Program. Let's get into, we've been talking for 30 minutes. Let's get into what is Brenda's programs. What are Brenda's programs?
Yeah. It's basically like I'm the product of the product. And I do know that there's a system to create your vision and start working with universe. So we created that we based on all my mentors all together, and I also show like how we can befriend our fears, and just like Napoleon Hill, the book Think and Grow Rich, it says there that people who make firm decisions are as well, like they're the ones that they're more successful when they make decisions, they commit to it, and they go forward. They can realign it, but they can actually create it. When unsuccessful people, they take their times at making decision, and then they change back and forth. Oh, I'm not. Yes, I am. So there's a difference between that as well. So yeah, we go through all of that from and we do fun games, just like this number exercise game. I also do a tuning your attention, because where you, like I said, where your focus goes, your attention will go, the energy will flow there. So I often go and ask people, like, look around your room to look for blue, and then close your eyes. Oh, okay, you want to do this now?
Okay, I'm doing it. I'm looking at paintings and
so look at everything that's blue.
Okay.
And close your eyes. And then think up of red items that you saw while you saw. Did you see
Mickey
any red
Mouse's pants? Yeah, Mickey Mouse's pants right there.
So basically, yeah, most of the time people say no. they haven't seen any red because
Because we
they're
were
just
looking for blue.
seeing
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah.
And then I asked them
That's
like how, when you open up your eyes, look for the red and count how many red items. So that's another game that we play.
yeah, and
So
you know
there's
what's funny is I'm in front of a storage bin that has 2 red drawers. I didn't even think of those.
oh,
And
there
then,
you
and
go.
then I've got the big blowfish, the drink from Carnival Cruise Line last year, which you're getting some this year. The big red jellyfish.
Yeah, so that's where tuning your attention, and
Yeah.
then we're choosing. We're
Yeah.
being mindful as to where our attention goes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And look what I'm wearing, right?
Yes.
Didn't even think about that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Brenda. So,
Yeah.
yeah, this is wonderful. I mean, it's the little things that mount up to big things. And it's the little things
Yes.
that you offer that keep adding and adding and adding until they become something pretty phenomenal.
Yes.
And I just love that.
And I find that my clients, they start with the first, second, third week, and halfway through, because the work is very little,
Mhm.
you start realizing, and they show up with their light is changing, their shoulders are down, there's something that's changing in within them, and that's what makes me passionate about doing this, is seeing that they haven't yet noticed that they're changing, but you can
You can
see it.
tell. Yeah,
I
you
can
can see
tell,
it.
they can see, and then they start saying, well, like, my environment, people are asking me what am I doing different, and
Or are you in love, right?
yeah, so
Why are you glowing?
yeah, so basically their environment starts changing,
Yeah.
because they're responding differently to life and to
Yeah.
other people. So the dynamic and the environment is changing in within their own world, and it's beautiful, and they gain clarity as to what they really want to create in their life, because unfortunately a lot of us, we all at a certain point live in a condition driven life.
Yeah.
So I can't do this because the economy says I can't do this. I can't do this because my bank accounts say I can't do this. But we go from a condition driven life towards a vision driven life, because we always come back to that goal, to what we want to create. Yes, that's happening, but that's where I'm going. So we always come back to the goal of what you want to create for yourself. So we go from a condition driven life to a vision driven life that you want to.
I really like that. I love that.
Yeah.
So okay, so Brenda, let's see. We're into 40 minutes, but I really want to talk about what you're bringing to the table. I know we've got a gift, and we've got a VIP gift, and then we've got an offer. But let me ask you one thing first. If, for all the folks who are watching you, and my audience is usually authors, speakers, healers, and coaches, if we find someone who needs you, what does that person look like? Who would you like me to refer to you?
The type of person that I like to serve is that they know that they're wanting, they know that they're wanting, they understand that they want to some help, some support, some accountability. I found a lot of people, it's the accountability and the guidance as to how to change the patterns in their life and create it. And somebody that wants to grow and learn more, and they know that there's something more that they have in their purpose and their passion they want to create in life. If it's and they're ready to invest in themselves, in their time. And the other one is that, as I was in the corporate world changing into this industry, I felt stuck. I felt that fear was stopping me to actually create and live to enjoy my whole life. So those are the type of people that, if fear and doubt are stopping them, or they have limited belief, they're stuck, limited belief of what they think they can do. Everything is possible. Everything is infinite. We can actually. So those are the type of people that I connect well.
So they could be male or female. They could be any age.
Yes, any age. I have one person, one client right now. She's 74 years old. There's no age. There's no age to it. and I've had men clients as well. And I had the youngest one, I would say, was 18 years old. So it's all a range of different people that when they feel it in their heart and they're ready, there's no age.
You know, there's an old saying about how a young person can have an old soul. I think it's the same thing with, are you ready to explore where you're at? Are you satisfied? Do you want to continue growing? And that can happen at any age.
Yeah.
And I've seen it happen so often with teachers, for example, like Patty. You know, our friend Patty, who thought she was going to retire as a teacher, and she's like, no, I've got a whole new life ahead of me.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because we come at a certain time, we learn more about ourselves, right? But not everything. There's always something to discover on this soul life adventure.
In my case, I found that I was becoming too comfortable with who I was, and then when I lost my husband, I was like, not, I was spinning. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. It was like everything was, it's so funny how, you know, the cards started falling right in front of me. Everything that I had tried to do, that I was attempting to do, wasn't working. Nothing. And
it's the same story as my glass with the fly that hits their head on,
I kept hitting the top of that glass because I couldn't get out.
Yeah. And so you either see that or you feel like everything is tumbling down.
Yeah. And it was an awakening, so to speak. I mean, I had to deal with it somehow, but I didn't have the tools to be able to figure out how to deal with it. So you're right. I invested in a program with someone who I thought was a good mentor, and she ended up being a wonderful mentor. Even drove to my house to spend a couple of days to make sure I was doing okay. You know?
Oh, good. Good. Yes, because the tools and the principles that I have, and it's taken step by step, really reveals itself to be very, it's a proven success system.
I highly recommend, Brenda, guys, if this is someone you know, or if this is you, I highly recommend Brenda, because you know, all of us have visions, dreams, you know, goals, especially on the month of January, right? When everybody's getting, you know, the 2023 stuff taken care of. But you've got to start with the basics, and your mindset is number one, and your purpose and your passion is number two. And then your goals come in right after that, when you've got clarity of the soul, like your soul life adventure. Then we can plan from there. So I challenge you to get a hold of Brenda and make sure that you guys have a conversation, because that's all it takes.
Yes, just a conversation. And just remember, magic happens on the other side of comfort zones.
Ooh, I like that. Brenda, you're going to have to create little stickers to put all over our computers.
My daughter now just like, oh, Mom. But it's true. Every time, I was scared driving that caravan. When I got that caravan, I was scared. But at the end of it all, I was so proud of myself.
Yes,
I accomplished it. And
you went out of your comfort zone and you conquered your fear.
Yes. And the other thing is, when I attained the Poon Hill in Nepal, and I'm seeing the picture that you saw with standing on top of those clouds and seeing the white tops, that was also one of I was so proud of myself. I never thought that I would have never done that, because I thought I was going to get altitude sickness, and I was
well, you had been warned about that by your own mom, right? I mean, they were like, "You're gonna die." It's like, my mom, "You're gonna die."
Yeah, I'm gonna freeze in the Tibetan tea houses in the mountains, but when I got there, and I was. So yes, I truly believe magic happens on the other side of the comfort zone, because the person that you're going to wow is your own self.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So Brenda, this is a gift giveaway, and we've got two levels of them. One is for the general public. So folks, here's my spiel. Everybody, thanks to the sponsors like Brenda, they've paid for your ticket. That's why all your tickets are free. But we do have a VIP upgrade. And the VIP upgrade is only $97. So not only do you get access to all of the general gifts that our speakers and sponsors are bringing to you, but they brought special VIP only gifts. So it's around the $45,000 mark. If you for $97, and by the way, 10% of that goes to the Better Vision for Children Fund, because we're trying to raise $10,000 this year to take care of them. And then you get access to all of these recordings for a year, and you also get access to all the VIP gifts. So that way you can relax, take it easy, listen to the 56 speakers that we've got, and do it at your own time. So that's access to the VIP. And then it is my promise, because I do have a marketing brain, it is my promise to all of our sponsors, speakers, and keynotes that they can make an offer. So if you feel like, I don't need any free gift, I'm ready to work with Brenda, she will tell you how you could work with her right away. So let's start with your general gift, Brenda.
My general gift will be to offer a 60-minute Zoom meeting for a strategy session. It's worth usually $250 US, but this is my gift for a discovery call, and to discover what's like hidden inside of your own heart and passion, and see where you're at and where you would love to be in 3 years from now. And that's how we connect and learn and see if we can actually work together, basically.
I love it. So that, guys, that's an hour of your time. Are you sure? You might end up with 100 calls.
If I can serve in that 1 hour, and then that's it. If I can serve and even go further with the person to serve them better with accountability and guiding and all that, that would be my gift to, like, that's
spoken like
that's
a true servant, my friend. True servant. All right, and then you have a VIP gift for our brave ones.
Yes, I've removed $1,000 from my group coaching program and my one-on-one program. So for the purpose of the week of kindness, during the week of kindness, whenever you book with me and you want to start with me, then my one-on-one coaching will be $1,497, and my group program, which is 5 to 6 people, will be $997.
So you're giving them $1,000 savings. That's amazing, Brenda. Yeah. Thank you so much.
That's for the duration of the week of kindness. Yes.
All right, guys, don't just jump on it. This is something you've been waiting for, and wow, $1,000 is huge, Brenda. That's almost 50%. Thank you so much for doing that for our folks.
So now, and just compared to what's it costing you right now for not doing anything, not moving. So it's a very good price and it is the week of kindness and gratitude. So that's my gift for you as well. For your
thank you so much
here.
So if people already know, because they fell in love with you like I did, if they already know that you're someone they want to work with, what is your offer? How do they get a hold of you?
They can connect me with the strategy session. It's part of the whole program. So that's included in the price. So they can join me for a strategy session right away. I have some openings. Book. From my experience, is people are booking prior to the actual end. So book now, because they book up fast.
Oh, excellent. Folks, so Brenda, I do want to, any last words, wisdom, things you want to share with your audience?
Well, one of my core values is that I do believe that we are far more powerful and capable than our circumstances, situation, and conditions that we are currently living in our life. So I do believe in you. I do believe that everybody can create a life if they want to create the life that they love, but you have to let yourself do that. Invest in yourself and love yourself as much as you can do that for yourself and for the ones you love as well.
Folks, I think you've got a diamond in the rough. Every time you look in the mirror and you see the lady who can polish your gem. So we absolutely want you to get a hold of Brenda, take advantage of her gift, take advantage of everything she's offering you, because you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Brenda, thank you so much for being part of the Standout Stars, my absolute best speakers, and just being my friend.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having me, Tony. Thank you.
All right, everyone, on to the next, but don't forget that gift. You've got to meet Brenda. She's amazing, and she will amaze you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Brenda.
Bye. Thank you.
Wow, I hope you enjoyed that just as much as I did. Thank you so much for all of that great information. Hey, we're not done yet, so just relax. We're going to continue on with our next speaker in just a few moments.